Hello and welcome. So I just wanted to hop on and do a little tapping demonstration. I know today, I don't know if because it's raining out here in Los Angeles, but I've had a little bit of a tickle in my throat, just trying to clear things out. And it reminded me about the throat chakra and how sometimes for various reasons, our throat chakra can maybe be a little bit blocked or a little bit, you know, uh, maybe you're not speaking up or you're not speaking your truth or you're not, expressing something to someone in your life that you would like to express. And all those things can sometimes cause a disruption and, stuckness and, maybe some phlegm or something in your throat. So I thought today that we would do some tapping for working on the throat chakra because it's a very common thing. And I think, the throat chakra, really has to do with being expressive or speaking your truth, speaking up, and feeling comfortable doing that and confident doing that because it's not something that is, sometimes we don't learn this in school or from our parents or whomever that we're around. Sometimes we hold back and sometimes, that's there's got to be that balance between always speaking your mind and kind of keeping the peace with things. But if it's something that's important to you and something that you've been wanting to express and you haven't found a creative outlet to do that, then that energy can get stuck in your throat chakra. So let's do some tapping for that. And, if you're new to tapping, please be sure that you review the video, like where the tapping points are. And because when I do these demonstrations, I pretty much just launch in. And if you are wanting to tap along, please feel free. And by tapping along, of course, you take responsibility for your own well-being. Okay. So take a deep breath, first of all. And when you think about your throat and using your throat for being expressive or speaking up for something that you believe in, on the scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, where would you say that you're blocked? Like, where would you say your level is as in being blocked? Like if you're really blocked, that would mean a 10. And if you're not blocked, you're able to speak up and speak out easily and confidently, that would mean a 1. So just go ahead and notice where you are on that scale from 1 to 10. And we're going to do some tapping on the karate chop point. Okay. So, and you can say it out loud, or if you can't say it out loud, to yourself. Please don't do this if you're driving. Okay. Even though I feel like my throat chakra is blocked a little bit and I'm having a hard time expressing this thing that I want to express or to say this thing I want to say to this person in my life. I accept how I feel and I deeply and completely honor and accept myself, even though I'm having a hard time speaking up and speaking up confidently. Or perhaps I feel like I can't speak up because I just need to keep the peace. Either way, I accept how I feel and I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though it's hard to speak up sometimes, and perhaps I feel like my throat chakra is a little blocked or a little bit just not working properly. I want to release this negative energy and I want to speak up and be expressive confidently and have clear boundaries with others. I deeply and completely honor and accept myself. So inside of the eyebrow, feeling like my throat chakra is a little blocked. Side of the eye, perhaps it's been difficult to speak up and express my boundaries. Under the eye, perhaps I don't even have any boundaries and I don't know where to start. Under the nose, or perhaps I want to express this thing, but I'm afraid to. Under the nose, under the chin point, because it's scary to speak up and speak my truth. Collarbone, and sometimes it's not always well received. Under the arm, so I'm a little nervous to speak up. Under the chest, even though there's been this thing on my heart and on my mind that I've wanted to say. Wrist points, I'm afraid to say it. Top of the head, perhaps because I'm afraid it will upset the balance in my life. Inside of the eyebrow, or perhaps, sorry, perhaps it's just not a good time to say it. Side of the eye, and I'm afraid to speak up. Under the eye, or I'm afraid to speak my truth. Under the nose, or perhaps I'm nervous to express this to this person in my life. Chin point, because I'm nervous what the consequences would be. Collarbone, and perhaps I've spoken up before and it didn't go well. Under the arm, and it wasn't well received. Under the chest, speaking up can be difficult sometimes. Wrist points, and speaking my truth. Top of the head, but I know with some practice I can be more confident in speaking up. Inside of the eyebrow, speaking up can be difficult. Side of the eye, or speaking my truth. Under the eye, or even sometimes setting boundaries with others can be challenging. Under the nose, but I'm willing to try. Chin point, I know it's possible to improve. Collarbone, but it still scares me a little bit. Under the arm, but I'm willing to speak up. Under the chest, and be more confident in it. Wrist points, but sometimes it's scary to speak up. Top of the head, and I'm nervous how it will be received. And now we'll bring in some of the I want and I choose statements, and that's where it can get a little bit more empowering. So just go ahead and take a deep breath. And on that scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the most blocked in your throat chakra, go ahead and take a notice where you are now after we've tapped 3 rounds. And then we'll keep going with the tapping inside the eyebrow. So any remaining fear about speaking up. Side of the eye, any hesitation around speaking my truth. Under the eye, I know it's beneficial for me to speak up and speak out about this issue. Under the nose, but I'm a little nervous how it will be received. Chin point. However, I know it's also important to speak up and speak out. Collarbone, and speak my truth. Under the arm, so I want to let this nervousness go. Under the chest, I want to clear my throat chakra. Wrist points, excuse me, as I start coughing. And sometimes you just need to cough stuff out, right? So just let it come up, cough it out. I'm willing to try. Excuse me. Obviously, I needed this throat chakra clearing today. I'm willing to release this negative energy. So, Leanne, you're a 5. Okay, perfect. Side of the eye, I'm willing to let this energy go. Under the eye and the sphere. Under the nose, it's time to let it go. Chin point. Excuse me. And I choose instead to be confident in my voice. I obviously needed this today. Collarbone, I choose to imagine beautiful blue light all around my throat chakra. Under the chest, under the arm, I choose to be more confident in speaking up. Under the chest, I choose to be more relaxed in setting my boundaries. Wrist points, and speaking my truth. Top of the head, perhaps it's important for me to speak up. Inside the eyebrow, it's important for me to speak my truth. Side of the eye, and set strong boundaries. Under the eye, so I choose to speak up when appropriate. Under the nose, and I stop caring about what other people will think or how they will perceive me. Chin point, because being true to myself is the ultimate freedom. Collarbone, and I choose myself. Under the arm, and I choose to speak my truth. Under the chest, and clear my throat chakra. Wrist points, so any negative energies, top of the head, I choose to release it now. Okay, take a deep breath. Okay, so now go ahead and tune back in with your throat chakra on that scale from 1 to 10. Just let me know how you're doing. 10 being the highest, feeling blocked. 1 meaning feeling much better, and I feel confident in speaking up and speaking my truth. So thank you for joining, and thank you for making it through my coughing. Like I said, I must have really needed this throat chakra clearing today, because now I feel much more clear and much more in control of my throat. So have a good rest of your day, and if you have any questions, please feel free to drop a comment or direct message me. Okay, have a good day. Bye.